Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back on the YgoPro duel video, the Darklords. This is interesting actually, since when I read the cards I was like, this doesn't really seem too great, and eventually their spells also were released, and I tried them out and I was actually kinda amazed that the deck is really okay to play with against top tier decks. But let's take a quick look at the new cards first, and then as always a few example games. The first Darklord, the new one, is Lucifer. I think just a one-off in the deck. This most important effect, at least it's level 11, something to keep in mind. But this most important effect here is that it kinda acts like a Qliphort Disk. So when tributed summoned, you can special summon Darklord monsters from your deck equal to the amount of effect monsters your opponent controls, which is okay, but minor downside. You have to tribute summon for it, and that's not really too optimal here in the deck. People run like the Squires, Idea and Eidos, but that's not really too great. You can main deck Stormfort, but again, tribute summoning is not something you want to do, and Lucifer itself cannot be special summoned, so major bummer. But the other two are okay. The best one here is X-Step. At 3, instant 3 of the deck, it's a Destiny Draw. The Destiny Draw, you can discard any other Darklord monster from your hand to draw 2 cards. Excellent card. And then the third one is its name, Dasgust, I believe the name is. I think it's perfectly fine as a 1 or 2 of the deck. Its most important effect is that it's also a level 9. I forgot to mention that X-Step is a level 10. But the third one here, its most important effect is its hand trap effect, is that when any Darklord or Fallen One monster on your side of the field would be destroyed by battle or by a card effect, you can discard this card from your hand. That's okay. But second of this, at least let's take a quick look at the spell and trap cards first. A spell card is basically a rota that you can search any Darklord monster from your deck, or at least Darklord card from your deck and add it to your hand. And the trap card is basically a Raigeki break, which is okay. You need to like send one Darklord card from your hand or on your side of the field to the grave to pop one card from the opponent. But last but not least, the Darklords, or at least X-Step and the Poka both have on-field effects that you can during both players' turns, you can pay 1000 life points and then target any kind of Darklord spell or trap in your grave, send it back to the deck and search, or at least use the effect of either that spell or trap. And that's kinda great, since you can also use it during your opponent's turn to get like a search from casting out, or maybe use the Raigeki break, their themed Raigeki break, for the second time during your opponent's turn at the small cost of 1000 life points. So definitely interesting, these cards. Triple Oasis, triple Call of the Hound, that is needed. Main goal of the engine of the deck here is Christia. Immediately get Christia on board. The small Valhalla search engine is needed, I think, Valhalla and Hecatrice. But outside of that, yeah, let's see a few example games. Alright, first of all, and I think I get to start. Indeed, best to showcase. No, indeed, my opponent gets to start. And in these, I believe in the testing duels, I wasn't playing an extra deck. Didn't really bother to play with an extra deck. It's really not needed, but you saw in the deck profiles the extra deck is there. So if you want, you can just play the extra deck and have the possibility open to possibly go for like a rank 8 or maybe rank 10 exceeds. Yeah, indeed. My opponent started off with an okay hand, but I think this was the best game I've had. The main goal of your engine, at least of your deck, is to get Christia in your graveyard together with Superbia. And due to the maxi, I'm not going to reborn as Superbia. You know Superbia triggers when it's special summoned from the grave, reborning like a fairy from your grave, targeting Christia of course, but due to maxi, I don't want to do that. Soul Charge is basically the nuts in this deck for the most obvious reasons. Here their themed Raigeki break can pop one card from your opponent at the small cost of tributing one Darklord on your side of the field or from your hand. Yeah, send it to the grave, and now I can easily attack for a game. But again, the main goal of this deck is to get Christia as soon as possible on your side of the field. And I get to start 5 cards. This is okay. I have the Darklords, 2 Darklords, the Destiny Draw and Superbia in my grave, 3 reborn cards, and I believe their search spell in my grave. And that's okay. So during my opponent's turn, use Oasis to reborn, yeah, the 2 cards, you know the combo, and used X-Steps on the, yeah, on its on-field effect. At the cost of 1000 life points, I can send back the Darklord spell from my grave back to the deck and get a search. So search any Darklord monster, spell, Or at least, yeah, it cannot search a spell, but search the Darklord trap or monster. Get my engine going. Again, I think the third reborn card, Reborn Superbia, and here he's not going to use Infinity or his Buster Dragon, but he uses Thrasher's Trapple, so I can discard the hand trap Darklord to prevent the destruction. And first going to attack over Infinity. No, indeed, I think he already used his dragon. No, yeah, of course he doesn't have a hand, right? Anyway, so I use Zerato's effect to blow away his field, blow away his monsters, but I think I had to do that due to the fact his Dragon Buster can tag out and special summon 3 of your banished ABC monsters and, you know, trigger the field spell as well. But here I was able to use my themed Raigeki Break, the trap card, twice, thanks to, of course, yeah, activating it normally, and thanks to my Darklord monsters effect on my side of the field. And no Christia possibility here, draw a useless Valhalla, but hopefully my opponent is like no out. Nothing he can do, but he top decks into the unexpected die, and from there on my opponent is going to win this game. There is the Buredo, he draws a card as well and takes over my monster, and this deck is really too great at the top decking. Okay, I can yeah, I think I have indeed 15 cards in my deck left, but no monster to search out for. So I searched the trap, which for now is useless, and of course my opponent knows that the set card is a trap, so GG well played. Third game of the video, I get to start, immediately get the engine going, draw, with all the draw cards, Pot of Cupidity, Desires, Allure of Darkness, Trade-in, the Darklord, the Destiny Draw, and so on. So this was cool. Valhalla immediately gets your Asmodeus on your side of the field, and Asmodeus has like a foolish burial effect who can send any monster from your deck to the grave. Well, it's mainly Superbia or Christia, for example. Rivalry is okay in this deck, since pretty much every monster you play is fairy, but important to note is yeah, Oasis and Worm type. Yeah, you have to keep that in mind if you play, at least try to main deck your Rivalry of Warlords. And eventually Christia on board is GG against that kind of deck. Well, Christia is game against a lot of decks like Blue Eyes, for example, Metal Foes, I think Pendulum deck, they don't have a lot of outs to it, and it can definitely catch a lot of players by surprise, that first turn Christia. But last game against Blue Eyes again, the first turn Asmodeus to set up the Christia Superbia play, attack into his monster. I can't special summon the 2 tokens due to his Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, and then he reveals a Twin Twister. Out of all the games I've played, I believe it was yesterday, Twin Twister definitely was this deck's biggest enemy, due to the fact that it's an instant out to cards like Oasis and Call of the Haunted, and those cards are kinda important to this deck, and Twin Twister is just an instant out for these cards. And now I don't think I can make a comeback. Allure, Hecatrice for Valhalla, Soul Charge, I believe for only 1 indeed, due to his White Spirit, his Blue Eyes Synchro, but he flips over the Emptiness, so it's not going to matter too much. But great games. This is currently my deck list. Feel free to leave suggestions, opinions down below. Cupidity, I think it's needed to get more cards to work with. The 6 Reborn cards, you might want to, you can definitely drop 1 Oasis, but I like it. 6 Reborn cards to instantly reborn, like a Superbia, Reborn Christia, or any other Darklord, to reuse your Darklord spells and traps is okay. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.